Hey, good evening. It is January 22nd, 7 o'clock, for our scheduled planning board meeting. I'm back as chair again tonight. Um, there were, meeting minutes passed around paper copies since they didn't get distributed. If you folks had a chance to look at it, like to accept the meeting minutes from our January 8th meeting. Is there a motion? Kevin, a second. Kathy, all in favor of accepting the minutes? That's unanimous. And we had no work sessions in our this Tuesday meeting. And I'm not sure if there's anything forecast there are.
Quick shops and 3350 hearing
Okay.
for next one.
For the next workshop meeting. Very good. Our agenda tonight has truncated a little bit. Chimney Plaza and the related Henry Wilson approvals are tabled for additional review. So we're going to jump right into the agenda item for presentation concepts corporations, the first on for tonight. So is there anybody here representing? Very good. If you don't mind, tonight is a concept presentation, so it's the first time that the board's had a chance to look at and hear from you, the applicant. So if you could just introduce yourself and just give us a quick 5-10 minute, and we'll have the questions and answers.
Okay. Yeah. So my name is James Owen, and I'm presenting for PCC.
Samantha.
Yeah. Essentially, they've purchased a commercial property at 6006 Drop Road, shown on the site plan, or sorry, Drop Drive. And the previous use was a commercial office and warehouse, roughly 50% usage. And they're going in and essentially utilizing the space for the same purpose, warehouse and office. The existing property at 6006, and then to the south, which I think was 6002, and to the north, which was 6010, was owned by the same owner and operated the same company across 3 properties. So there are some crossovers, as you'll see, with some access drives to the north and left side there to the north. And then also there was some parking spaces up against the property on the south on the right that are currently paved. And so as far as the site work that's proposed is that we are going to the property on the left, which is 6010. There's an existing bollard and cable barricade that the owner of that property has put up to restrict access across there. And then to the right at 6002, where those parking spaces are currently, we're proposing to take that asphalt up along the property line and just kind of straighten the line out at the driveway that goes along the right side there to the back. Kind of straighten that up and then plant grass and some topsoil just to kind of clean it up and make it look nice. The parking in the paved areas on the right side or the south side of the building will remain. The parking spaces on the west side or the front of the building at the bottom there will stay. They'll remain as well. Currently, the striping is pretty much worn off, so it'll all get restriped to better indicate those parking spaces. And then it's in the rear of the building, we do, because the properties that were shared businesses, it's a shared parking lot for asphalt paving across the back behind 6006 and then to the south at 6002. So we're going to put up a fence across there, a chain link fence that's going to pretty much match exactly the fencing that's already on the property. And that'll divide 2 properties. And then additional parking is going to be provided in the existing paved areas in the back parking lot. So we'll have, some of the work vehicles, service vehicles, will park back there. And also some, employee parking. And again, that's all existing pavement, that'll be utilized. And then the existing, fencing will also remain, in the back as well. The only other change, there is an existing, slide gate that separates as you come up to the back of the property along the right side, as you drive to the back parking lot there. There's an existing slide gate that goes to the right, to the south currently. So they're gonna take that and reverse it so that it slides to the north towards the corner of the building, so it's not going onto the neighboring property. And other than that, that's it's pretty much, we'll clean up the landscaping, that kind of thing, kind of make it look a little nicer. But there's some existing trees along the road that will remain. The lawn areas will remain. I think that's pretty much the extent of it.
The drive, I'm sorry if I missed this, the drive that is at the northwest corner there that connects to the neighboring property. Is that a part of an access approval agreement between the neighboring property, or is that?
There's nothing in place, because it was the same owner before.
Mhm.
So, and they put up that bollard and the cable to restrict access across there. So that's on their property, and that'll, as far as we know, that'll remain.
Who controls, like, what prevents that from being opened up for particular movement?
Well, if somebody needed to have access for whatever reason, I'm sure there's a padlock it, so the property to 6010 to the north, they would, unlock that if somebody needed to have access. Each of the properties obviously have, their own direct access to Drop Drive. Nobody is dependent on the other to get to their property.
And you said that you were going to saw cut the pavement in order to install the fence. Were you referring to the new fence on the back lot? Did I misunderstand that?
So the pavement that'll be removed will actually, it'll be this area here. So these are some parking spaces that go right to the building.
Mhm.
So we'll take out this bit right to the property line, and we're actually talking with the current owners to see about removing the rest of that asphalt up to their building, just making it all grass, and it's already grass on above and below it, so it's just
Continue that green
filling it
buffer
in.
across.
Yeah.
So you're getting rid of one overhead door, but you're keeping the other one in the back left corner of the building?
Correct, and in the back, I guess southeast corner there, there is an existing overhead door.
So that
That's
gives you
right,
the parking layout here versus it kind of mirrored the other way, because you need to access that side of the building.
right.
And what kind of trucks will be on site accessing the doors?
There, so you're gonna have some sales vehicles, which will be, cars, and then there'll be some smaller, like a pickup trucks and I think a panel van. Sprinters,
So like
smaller,
box trucks.
smaller size. It's a telecom and audio video, equipment installation, so it's not like it's big trucks or anything like that.
The front does have a loading dock though, so
There is,
tractor
yeah.
trailers would come in on the front, not on the back.
For deliveries.
That's existing.
Yes,
Yeah, one of my concerns, and it's hard to tell from the drawings, is the slide gate as you're entering into the back lot and where the first parking stall was. That's a pretty tight kind of movement to get in there, depending on the vehicles. And so I would want to see that just clarified exactly what the clearances are, what the dimensions are that you're providing to
I think
ensure
about
that.
25 feet. Yeah, so I mean, there's certainly, enough room to get through there physically.
But come in and make a left turn for direction, and you've got two two directions for traffic. So if you could make sure that's clarified on the drawings.
Well, I don't, when you say two directions of traffic.
You've got in and out, right? So
Right.
just to make sure that that aisle is adequate for your movements. Currently, there's just no way to confirm that because there's no dimension.
Right, yeah, okay. I mean, the expectation is that we weren't necessarily gonna have two cars trying to pass each other as they're coming and going,
Understood.
yeah. But, yeah,
But it is a
to access, yeah, we can
You're coming in,
dimension
you gotta make a quick
and
left
show
turn.
that,
right?
yeah.
Yeah. I see.
I see the dumpster back there. There is a town code that requires dumpster enclosure. Do you think you're gonna need a full-size dumpster, or is there a way to handle it inside the building?
I don't,
We have full-size dumpsters now that we're filling pretty regularly, so we could enclose it though.
Yeah, if we need to, sure.
if it's not visible from the road, does it still need a enclosure?
Per the code, yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'll call the building the enclosure. Okay,
If you look in the code and just search for dumpster, you'll see this section.
There's sufficient frontage on the street for a tractor trailer not to edge into the road.
I'm sorry, to say that again, I'm sorry.
I heard from one of the folks here that they have tractor trailers on deliveries to the front
On occasion,
on occasion.
yeah.
Is there sufficient frontage in the building, front of the building, such that the tractor trailer would be fully off?
I mean, they've managed for 30+ years to take deliveries there, so I'm not sure exactly how they do it, but they've done it and had been doing it. I mean, it is a dead end road, so there's not a lot of traffic to one side with. But it seems like there would be, room to be able to back in up to the overhead door in the front there, and be off of the street while loading and unloading. Yeah, yeah.
The existing wall pack and lighting looks to be a little dated, and might not meet current town code as far as full cutoffs.
Yeah, they're those, probably the old metal halide, kind of greenish looking. We've talked about that. I think there's only 3 of them. There's 2 on the front, 1 on the back. So we've talked about replacing those with like an LED, area light that has the night sky compliant and the cutoff, for the prop, to the property line.
If you could provide just like catalog copies of those.
Yeah, that's easy. Probably just be one of the RAB or RIB, wall packs.
Standard. So you're not aware of any existing cross-access easements or anything?
We had it checked. The lawyers pulled the survey. There was no joint use easements or anything like that. There was just easements for National Grid, stuff like that, so.
Because I think one of the concerns of the board was putting up a fence if there was an existing
Right.
agreement.
Right.
But
Yeah, and really the urge for doing the rear fence is that if their gate is open on their side, we're not protected in our rear. Because it's all shared in the back.
Do you expect to use on a regular basis the parking in the back of the site just for your vehicles?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our fleet would be back there. We're on Basil Road now and we've had issues with Cadillac converters going missing, and things like that, so. This is only 3 streets over, so we have some security concerns.
And the fence that you're proposing is matching what's there?
Yes.
Just a simple chain link fence?
Yep. Silver, I think it is.
No razor ribbon or barbed wire on top? Okay.
you mentioned cleaning up the landscaping a little bit. Could you put together just a simple landscaping plan?
Yeah, I mean, we kind of indicated some plantings that are along the south side of the building there, and there's that kind of that corner just below the handicap parking space. There's a little bit of an, I don't want to call it an island, but a planting bed there. You know, it's basically just get cleaned up and then, you know, supplement, you know, what's there, so.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, even that, I think it's like a reddish looking bush.
Yeah,
probably
like a
stay.
burning bush or something,
Burning
yeah,
bush, yeah.
or something, yeah.
And then just freshen up the mulch and
I did see that these plans are not stamped by an architect. That's okay for this first meeting, but once we get further than that, they will need to be.
Yeah,
we do have them,
we
yeah.
have,
Okay.
yeah.
And in terms of the building itself, other than the discussion with the wall packs, is there any changes to the building facade or materials or anything like that?
It might come down the line, but this is phase 2 to get in, so this is the primary focus at this time, and then we'll probably meet with you guys again to review the external changes, such as like signage and, maybe freshen up the, is it like sheet metal around
Yeah,
it?
the siding, the metal siding panels.
Yeah.
So no signage right now.
No signage.
What, sorry, what did you say that the business is? What you?
We're an audiovisual technology integrator, so we do smart boards for all the schools, projectors, sound systems, things of that nature.
Guys have any questions?
No.
Guys have any other questions or comments?
So you have enough parking, but under the parking table, it has warehouse employees one space per. The code is actually 2 spaces per employee. You'll still have enough, but if you could just correct that.
You did take a look at the square footage, so.
Yep. That's kind of what brought this in initially. There's some office space being added. And there wasn't really parking for it, so I got.
Okay, if there's no other questions. Table this for tonight, there'll be formal comment responses, comments.
Do you feel like you need formal comments or do you feel like you need written up comments or? Are you
I
good
don't,
with what we just?
I mean, if you do normally, that's fine, but I.
Like
I've got my
bullet points.
yeah.
I don't think
Yeah,
there's
that's-
enough to write up a full thing,
Yeah.
but I'll follow up with some bullet
Yeah, I've
points.
got. So,
Yeah, and if you could just work with Eric
Yeah.
to.
so what would, for our next step then, so obviously we'll bring in the updated plans. And then from that, the next meeting would be just kind of review and agree that everything's been accomplished and to be voted and approve at that point.
If everything is in order, I don't think Mark, I'm not sure if Mark has reviewed or had any comments or questions, but he'll have an opportunity to, or.
Sorry, our engineer.
Our engineer.
No, hi guys. Yeah, no, I don't really think I have anything on this. It's pretty simple.
Yeah, then it would be on the agenda for the submission, the formal submission. The next meeting is
February 12th would get you on the February 26th. And depending on how well the revised plans respond to the comments, that kind of dictates where the next meeting is.
All right, well, we can, and that's the next deadline.
February 12th.
Okay.
So yeah, take a look at the dumpster code. I can follow up and send you that tomorrow. Basically should be enclosed on 3 sides with a masonry wall or something that matches the building.
It has to be masonry, or can it be slatted fence or something? I mean, given the location.
Given the location, I think the board has some flexibility.
Yeah, I mean, really the intent is that it's matching the vocabulary of the main building or similar vocabulary.
And probably keep anything from blowing out right away from the dumpster.
Visual screening and so.
I mean, that would certainly be a lot easier to accomplish rather than a masonry wall. And the maintenance too, with the The garbage truck.
But yeah, take a look at the requirements that it says.
Yeah, I think it can be a fence to it. It says masonry in the code, but I think a solid fence is also.
Okay.
I'll
Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Are those hard copies of the stamped plans?
They are. Yeah. You want them?
Yeah. I have them too.
But those are the permit plans.
Does it say?
These might be updated. These are just the site plans.
Yeah, I don't need.
No, we don't think so.
And you have the.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Good night. Thank you.
Good night. Next up is, Sunoco. Amended Sunoco signs on Thompson Road. Anybody here? Yes.
Hi, good
Hello.
evening. My name is Karen Greenlee. I am here for Pro Signs in Downingtown, Pennsylvania, on behalf of Sunoco. So we are their signage vendor, and I'm here for 6325 Thompson Road in East Syracuse. There it is, right there. This is kind of a long, convoluted story, and I came in kind of halfway through, so forgive me if I missed the front part of it. But I was tasked with procuring a sign permit from the town for our signage package, and I was told that there was already a signage package approved on a site plan that was different from what I was proposing. So I am here today to amend the original proposal with the new proposal, what this shows, this package here shows. And I can go through it if you want, but unfortunately I wasn't part of the original site plan review for the old proposal. So I can't really speak to that. I'm sure you were, but I can't really speak to that. So I can speak to what we're proposing now. But so I apologize. I'm
No need to
Here now.
apologize. Don't have
Here
to
now.
apologize, we're fine.
Wasn't that long ago, so.
I didn't know about it. And sometimes that just happens where I get a little blindsided because I think I'm always the first person with a project, and then it's we've got all this other stuff done. So it's like, oh, okay. So that's where we are.
So I heard that there's an issue with the existing plan with the Sunoco sign being on the building
Correct. Yes.
because they don't own it. Is that the?
Well, so it is a very hard and fast rule that Sunoco does not ever brand a building. Sunoco is not the building. It's the C-store. The convenience store is always a different thing. So it's A plus. It's Speedy
Joe's
Mart.
Quick Mart.
It's Joe's, Jiffy Lube, or whatever. Sometimes it's Food Mart. Sometimes it is not branded. It is never Sunoco. We don't make Sunoco wall signs. That is just against their brand. So what I heard happened is that the dealer, because this is a Sunoco dealer site, so the person that owns the property is working with Sunoco to rebrand their site, and that person hired an architect to do some drawings as a preliminary situation, and that architect added the Sunoco sign on the building without knowing that that wasn't a thing that Sunoco does. And it turns out that Sunoco never saw it or didn't notice that it said that, and then it was approved. And I think that they thought it was just for the site plan and not necessarily for the signs. And so it turns out everything was together, as you know, and we were sort of going, what do you mean signs were approved? You just applied for a sign permit. And I said, no, I didn't. It got denied. So that's sort of what happens. I'm pretty sure.
about what I heard too, but I didn't know that
Okay.
Sunoco never had any C-stores.
Yes, that is not a thing that they do. Evidently, it is, they don't have a spec for it. It's not allowed.
They just sell gas, basically.
Yes, yes. So there's always a freestanding main identification sign with fuel pricing, if that's allowed, and canopy signage, but that is it. That's just what Sunoco brands. And the store is always a separate thing. And sometimes we do those signs, but it's like an A+ sign or something of that nature.
So your application doesn't have any signs of any kind though for the building?
No, that is not in our scope at all.
Have we seen any signage for that specifically for the buildings?
Yes, that was the Hangry Cluck.
Okay.
Remember, it was a multi-tenant sign package. So I think once we figure out what's happening here, we're gonna have to find a way. It's a multi-tenant site. So we do something called a multi-tenant sign package that basically says, here's all the signage for the site. So I think somehow we're gonna have to take this and work with the building owner, the site owner, and
So there's a
Combine it
master
into
plan
one.
for the
Yeah.
property, but
Yeah,
separate from the
but it
Sunoco
has the
sign.
wrong
Yeah,
information now. So I think we're gonna have to somehow combine those into
okay.
a plan.
Well, I'm just wanted to
Once
say,
we get-
I apologize for this because this is so complicated. So I really do apologize. I wasn't aware that
No,
this
it's
was
not
what
your
was going on.
fault. Yeah, but I mean, we'll figure out this part first. and
Okay.
We can try to figure out how to get it all into one
Perfect.
plan, just so it's not 2 cents.
Yeah, so just for information, my company is the sign vendor for the Sunoco signs. We possibly could be contracted to do the signage on the building, but that's not a definite. So I'm not
They
even
did
sure if we would
signage. Yeah,
do anything with that or
I
not.
think we just need to get it into one package.
Yeah.
But let's get through this first.
Okay.
We'll worry about
So really, it would just be the freestanding sign and the canopy signs.
Yeah.
We would just have to merge that onto the existing multi-tenant sign plan.
Like have the owner take that stuff off and sign.
Right.
sign.
Yeah, they'll have to take that.
But
yeah,
we're not considering the pump signage as part of that?
Yes.
Pump signage is
As well.
considered.
Right.
Yeah.
Sorry, I should say on the canopy and under the canopy is our purview. So,
Well, one thing I would say just by prefacing the discussion is that this has caused some examining of the code and what's allowed on the canopy in
okay,
terms of signage, and it is traditionally been interpreted that signage on the canopy hasn't been allowed, but it is in fact something that is allowed by code. It's something though that this board is interested in how it looks and how appropriate it is.
And that is part of the design guideline.
Yeah. So, and then I know there were some discussions about how many sides of the pump can receive the branding and the signage, and I think that maybe that's where we start, since that I think that's an easier one. I think it's only allowed on 2 sides of the pump housing. Correct me if I'm wrong.
That's how it's been interpreted.
Yeah. So that's something that would just need to be updated.
if you go a few pages down, you'll be able to see a little clearer on what is proposed for the dispensers. So we typically do dispenser doors, which is the bottom part underneath where the actual buttons are, and then the valance, which is the top portion. It's probably at the very back. If you keep going, there we go. So dispenser door. And then this part is the part that we call the valance. So there's the Sunoco on the side and then the diamond logo on the top. And that is double-sided. So if you're saying it can only be on 2 sides, like we could take this part off and then it would just be on the front and from when you're facing it, if that would be amenable.
Mhm.
Okay,
And then that side can only have one, like it can't have the one on the top and the bottom, it would have to just have one.
it could only have one.
Yes.
Okay. So then it would come off the bottom door then too. So it would just be that.
Yes.
And at first, I wasn't sure if you were proposing 2 different options in terms of the logo and the branding, but you're saying you actually mix and match the 2 Sunoco, the diamond versus just the text.
Right, yeah, those are both the logos. I mean, I'm sure you've driven around and seen the old style of the Sunoco that we used to do. the Horizon package, which was the official field NASCAR with the checkerboard. So you're probably familiar with that, like red, yellow, blue, like ombre kind of very busy thing going on. That said, NASCAR all over the place. So this is the new brand, the new image that we've been doing for the last couple of years. This is Centennial. And the point of this was to sort of streamline and modernize and just make everything a little cleaner and a little bit more subdued. So we have just the two, is the word mark, which is that, and then the diamond logo. And everything is light blue and dark blue and yellow. So there's not all of the extra pattern everywhere. But yes, so sorry.
No, they don't.
I'm very long-winded. If you want me to shut up, just say stop talking here. So
Short agenda tonight.
So yes, so we have the word mark, which is just the logo text, and then the diamond logo. So that's what they're going with right now.
So what we agreed to, it's just the diamond on the front and back, that's it.
That's what we're fine with that, if that's what is acceptable for you. Okay, yeah, we can do that.
Right.
And then what's the canopies?
And then in terms of the canopy, right, there's two different.
Right, so then what they do now is they have the Sunoco diamond on the long side of the canopy facing the street, and then they do the two diamonds on the approach on the short sides from. So that's just their standard.
The three sides all good.
Yes. This side is the side that will be facing the store, so no one would see that.
Yeah.
So the under canopy imaging, that's just kind of an overview of everything that's on the pumps.
Correct. It's just supposed to be a way for you to see like what it would look like. Say I'm right in the street here, like facing the canopy and looking at the building, pretend that this is the store back here. That's how you would see it. So they just trying to make visualize the entire package together. Yeah.
So there is a square footage parameter to the size of the signs. And I'm not sure if that had been considered when you laid this out, but I suspect that you're way over what's allowed.
Okay. Would you happen to know what that number is?
120 square feet.
Okay.
How many pumps are there?
I'm not sure if we count the pump signage in this.
Oh,
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
the pump signage included in that 120 square feet? Okay. So
And like the whole logo would be included, not just like the Sunoco word, like the.
no,
Diamond.
yeah, just the entire bound space. Yeah, for sure. So there's two pumps. And let's see. Well,
25 square feet. 2 by 3.
On the pump.
2 by 3 times 4, right? So you got 100 square feet left for the canopy, probably. It's very close.
okay, so on the canopy is
120 is-
83 square feet.
It might be.
Is the canopy 83 square feet?
Sorry, so the canopy's 83 square feet in aggregate or on one?
And yes, so these two signs plus the arrow and the word mark all together is 83 square feet.
Just my own clarification, do we start with the S and end with the triangle or
It's a box. It should be, so you
the
create
box?
a box around the lettering and the logo.
Right.
So we're kind of, okay, because we usually count this as one and then two signs. Is that not how you do it here?
It would be one.
For us,
It would just be one sign, okay. I actually don't know what that would be then. Let's see.
That's a little extra, but it's not much more.
But it's the whole thing because the blue is part of the logo.
No, really.
Mhm.
Well, we talked about that
And we
before
call it
with the other one.
That's the entire.
Right here, see.
This is the logo.
You can still be attached.
Only,
I don't know.
there's only two.
They're gonna go for anyway. No, I wasn't.
Not 83 feet though.
There's a second.
But when we said, so they couldn't paint the whole thing because then we'd have to kind of draw the sign.
So we're discussing basically,
I can hear a little bit of it.
town code allows you one attached sign per street facade.
Okay,
There is this
road driveway to the left there in the image.
So are we gonna count that as a frontage?
It's not an actual road, it's not a
Okay.
private drive.
All right.
So you have one frontage.
So we have one, okay, okay, so it would just be, this would be allowed and these two would have to come down. Is that right? Okay,
Or you get a variance.
They probably would, yeah, you can't, wouldn't get it. In small site.
You're allowed that one by right, by the code.
okay, so diamond logos. And then we'll have this one on the,
Only another square footage.
She said they were 25.
They were monuments, I haven't said they were. We girls still.
You know, roughly 2 by 3 total signage per pump.
if it's just the front of the balance, what is that?
She doesn't do the drawing, she just has the numbers in her head.
It's 10 square feet,
Each.
yes,
Each side.
yes.
Okay.
Cause you're counting the entire thing and so it's like all of this part too, like the actual bracket, like the whole thing,
No, right, doesn't count.
is that,
So it would be a rectangle drawn around, I would say that the diamond and the arrow. Yeah,
oh, just the logo? Cause I'm sorry, I heard earlier that it was the entire thing.
once, if you put two of them together, it kind of is viewed as one sign, so that negative space in the top canopy. Then
Okay,
becomes one between the word mark and the arrow,
for sure,
but just being on the valance here, I would say it's the diamond logo, including the.
All rectangle you can make.
okay, so I don't know that off the top of my head, but it's something like 6 square feet.
Call it what? Or I said 45 feet.
There we go. See, you don't even need me. I would have to double check that because,
Yeah, you don't have to have the exact number today.
Yeah, and this something
Yeah,
one.
okay,
Yeah,
that
just
makes
different.
sense.
no worries,
It's
sure.
150. After 80.
Okay, so, okay,
Well, it's not 83. Just lost the 2 of the ones.
Oh, that's true.
But if you lose the end ones, you got plenty of them.
So, I mean, really, the takeaway is that on the canopy itself facing Thompson Road is the allowed sign. Correct, right?
So, yeah.
Facing that direction. And then in terms of the color theme for the rest of the canopy, like, I have no issue with the blue color. The code is written and interpreted such that it's one color scheme provided all the way around, so that would be the only other change. Just, you would have to maintain the blue all the way around. I think you've got 2 different colors, right?
Are you saying dark blue and light blue are not blue all around? I'm sorry, I didn't mean for that to sound. I'm just trying to clarify.
Or we interpret
Sorry.
it differently?
Well,
So,
interpreted it differently by boards.
It's a
That just
single
saying this.
color.
so this is what the code says, basically, design guidelines say. The facade on gas island pump canopy shall be a single color that is architecturally compatible with the building. Any logo or lettering shall match the balance of building sign.
Okay,
So it has to be the same color.
In the past, the board has the option to, if it's considered
Some design.
right, it's a kind, they have some discretion over the.
totally understand,
Aesthetics.
yes,
So I believe there have been some situations where more than one shade is allowed.
okay, like the, the idea behind it is that they are different. Like if you see, I don't know if you've seen it, they're like all up and down the turnpike. We've done a lot of things in Buffalo and Rochester, all at the Hudson Valley, so I'm not sure if you've been far enough away to see one that's been done like this. But it's very clearly different shades, yeah.
And so basically, that comes down to the boards, how
Yeah.
they do that.
Yeah, so they are different, they're meant to be different.
Right.
Yeah,
And I think for consistency, a single blue color is what we've done in the past. I think what's different about this application is now the signage on the canopy band, which I think actually gives it that visual interest. So,
Yeah, and it's hard to see that this is actually dimensional, which is a little different than the
it's got depth. Is that
correct. That is correct. So like you see right there. So this, and you can kind of see where they're trying to mark it out right there.
Like how deep is it?
So
And is it lit?
yes. So this light blue bar is the part that lights up. And we would continue this over here without this sort of diamond part, because that's just sort of an architectural detail for that diamond logo. So this would just be the solid dark blue with the light blue if we were allowed to have the two shades. And then here, this is non-illuminated and it's flat. It's just flat, it's not dimensional. So you can see how they tried to show that by it's these, I mean, it's a
Sorry,
very
no, I
small
can't see it.
detail.
If we zoom in, maybe I could follow along.
Mm.
So the blue bar only lights up on the front part?
Well, and it on the sides.
Oh.
So this is the back part. Yeah, so you can, this is what I'm talking about, how it's just a very small detail and you wouldn't even notice it unless somebody pointed it out. But it's supposed to be inset just a few inches.
Like an LED strip or something, right?
It's not an LED strip, it is a piece of, it's a piece of, oh, I can't remember if it's Lexan. It's lit. It's a piece of material that is lit through it. It's not an LED strip. It's not bare bulbs.
Mhm.
And you can't tell that it lights up during the day. It's only at night when you can sort of see that it's glowing a little bit.
I mean, I wouldn't consider that to be signage lighting at that point. That's more architectural lighting around the canopy, but. But you said that the actual Sunoco lettering is not lit. That's not backlit or anything.
No, it is.
It is as well.
Yeah, so if you go up to so this right here, these are lit. This is white cloud sign. And then the yellow is lit. And then this, we don't have to talk about that because we're gonna take those off. But when I was saying the back, I meant the rear elevation of the canopy that's facing the store. When I said the back, sorry.
Excuse me.
I'm not a patron.
Drama. In
Yeah,
the dark, if anyone wants.
yeah, I see that. I mean, it has an interesting effect with the lighting around the perimeter.
Oops.
It is actually a very nice, clean, interesting look. And I was just in a place that you were not allowed to have anything illuminated, and we had a few things happen, and so we're going back and forth with our variants. And they said that they didn't want anything lit on the canopy, but our canopy looked really nice when it was lit.
Okay, Julie's gonna pull it up.
Where's the one?
I looked up like Sunoco canopy new signage.
It might come up, Centennial Image might come up with something, right?
Yeah.
So just curious, where you couldn't have the illuminated sign, there, you're
It's up on
getting
the screen
variance to
now.
have one
Do you
illuminated?
guys want?
No, so
Why don't you be
what
back?
happened was is that the building inspector actually moved on from his position while we were in the middle of getting our permit.
There it is.
And so there was some miscommunication at the town hall. So they had our permit and they lost it, for a better lack of word. And then so their planning secretary got another job and they were looking for a new planning secretary. And then the building inspector left and our whole thing was just sort of in limbo. And I think that they felt bad for us. So what happened was he said, you can do all of the fascia, the new fascia on your building, and you can do, it's sort of like a wood grain thing on our A+ buildings. And a few other things that don't count as signs. Go ahead and do that because you haven't had anything in this site for so long. It's been almost a year. People thought our site was closed. So they felt bad for us and they let us do all this stuff. So then we went to the planning board and went through the variance and all this other stuff. And I had to have, lighting plans and, lumens per every inch and all of this other stuff. And it was a whole big thing. And there was quite a few meetings. And they were saying that the way that our lighting was coming out, that it was too bright. But then at the end, the chairman, he said to me, he's like, I saw them light that up though. It looks really nice. So it's, you know what I mean? Like, it seems like it's a lot, but it is very tasteful. It's really restrained.
I'm curious because we have a zoning district in town that doesn't allow illuminated signs.
Which, I do this all over the country. And, everywhere is different, I'm sure you know. And there's things where you can go ahead, knock the whole place down. We don't care. You don't need a permit. Or put up 1,000 signs. It's $10, just, And then there's places where it's like, you can't have anything that's white. You can't have anything that's lit. You can't have a sign price with the pricers on it. Like, there's so many rules. So we do try to, like, this unfortunately is just the sort of median of what is allowed, like, over the entire country, because it is a nationwide rollout for our whole brand for the nation. So sometimes we do run into things where it's a little bit much for the code of certain places, which, we try to be respectful and compromise to make sure that we get exactly what is, we want good neighbors. We want people to, come to our site and get gas and, have a lot of customers and be happy with everything.
Is the
So-
board,
This is the new way, and it is a lot more restrained, in my opinion, from the old way. But this is the lit part. And
So will it still be lit if it's one color?
so that is no. That's not the way that they would be manufactured. So we would just do the flat, non-dimensional fascia. And if it's only allowed to be one color, then the ACM we would just have to manufacture it to be the whole width. Or the whole width.
I like the simplicity of this marquee of the canopy. I mean, it's nice, but you're saying, if I'm understanding correctly, if it's monolithic color all the way down, it would not have any lighting feature around the perimeter. They just don't build it that way.
No, we don't make it that way.
So is there a monument sign too?
In our proposal,
Yes.
yes, it's a little short guy. There you go. So we're just gonna use the old structure from the original sign, and then what we do is we paint it the new blue for Sunoco, and then we put new faces in it. So we don't change the cabinet, we don't change the foundation, we don't change the structure, nothing is changed. They just flip the faces off and put new ones in.
That counts as the 120 though, right?
The monument sign.
yes.
That'd be fine.
So, for those of us who haven't been really following this, so where are we? Who wants you to recap?
Well,
Kevin, you want to recap?
So you got front and back only on the pumps, nothing on the bottom and nothing on the ends. You got one color at the top with only the sign along Thompson and
Yes.
the monument sign. That's it.
Yeah,
did the board want to go with just one color?
so now, so then is that a question about the illumination though?
Yeah.
That's, I guess, where I'm,
I think that's it.
what's our code on the illumination?
Canopy,
As far as, do you consider signage or just lighting?
Illumination, yeah.
I don't think it's to it.
Mhm.
Doug made a good point that it's an architectural detail sign.
Yeah, I don't really see the lighting as
it's,
part of the
it's
sign.
more of a design question, I think.
But so they won't do the lighting if you have one color. So you have-
Right.
Right.
So
Not
that's
one color,
up to
no
you
lighting.
guys.
Well, and then the color, you can split hairs about, it's the same color, it's a different shade.
We're not gonna do that.
I mean, the board has the ability to be a
So
little flexible.
I think some of the other color schemes that have come before them are a lot, there's a larger splash of color, there's a lot more prominent feature on the canopy. I think that's where there's been more objection to it, it's more of a distraction.
Yeah.
I actually kind of do like the lighting
I do
feature.
too.
It really does look nice, and I, obviously I'm biased, but it does look nice.
So I don't think I would object to that in this scenario from a design point of view. I think it really does help kind of articulate and the canopy has just that lighting feature hovers over you.
The reason actually why they did that, why they added that to our, like our new brand is because they've done some, research and especially, you know, in places where it gets darker a little earlier, people tend to think that gas stations are closed when there's not light on the canopy, which is just a strange thing. So we decided to add this little thing to make it very obvious that we're open. Because that does seem to attract people more thinking that the place is, you know, has gas for you. So that's really the only reason why.
What's the depth
It's 6 inches.
and the width?
So I don't know how to articulate that because it's set back from the actual, and I don't know how much it is. I think it's 4 inches, maybe 4.5. So like this is the front fascia, and then this is actually like it's set back just a few inches.
So the bottom trim is recessed from the picture.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Which is what I was trying to say very badly when I was saying earlier that there's like, they made this horrible little mark here to sort of show you that that's what it's doing and no one would ever be able to tell that that's what that meant. Unless you looked very closely.
And
If it's set back, you really consider it as part of that fascia.
In my mind, I mean, again, architecturally, I think it's a shadow line around the base.
Yeah.
And we're just articulating with a light,
Yeah.
so that's why I'm okay with it. I think it would be weird if it didn't go around all 4 sides though.
It does go around all 4 sides. It's just not lit in the back because you can't see it. But so yeah, so.
Okay. Yeah,
I mean, I believe we could probably do that. I don't know if there'd be a cost involved or, you know, how they would manufacture that, but I mean, is that something that you want it to be lit along the back just so that there's a continued, like, you know, artistic thing going on? Because I could ask if that was possible. That's just generally not what they do.
could have been clock place and then also.
So that's true. Really check that right.
Lucky chicken.
Do you guys have a big cluck chicken around here?
You will.
Oh, actually a place.
Yes.
And yeah, at Turkey Hill, we have a big cluck. I was so excited because they have such a cute sign and I was so excited about it.
This is the Hangry Club.
Angry.
Oh, this is big cluck. Yeah, big cluck chicken.
How many ways can you squeeze?
And then they're also doing a crunchy, crusty chicken. Or a crunchy, crusty chicken. Yeah, K. Which sound good, does it, now that I'm saying it out loud?
Worked with a K.
Actually sounds crusty.
Well, yeah, okay, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm misremembering that one.
So we're okay with 2 colors then?
Does anyone object to having the light blue background?
No.
No.
I'm okay with it because it's set back, so it meets the letter of.
integrated with the lighting.
Yeah.
I think I would like to see it all the way around.
Yeah.
All
Okay,
4 sides, because that would just keep it uniform.
for sure. I can't imagine that they wouldn't be able to do that. I know that that is not the standard, so I'll just have to double check that that is something they'll be able to do. But I can't imagine that they wouldn't be able to.
You keep that, look it up.
But progress. We're right up front tonight.
I don't know that we really drew attention to the pop column frame.
There's 2 colors.
Oh, yes, so the posters,
It's architecture and lighting, I don't.
just so you
I don't
know,
think we need.
that is a frame for a poster for things that are being sold in the store. It is not meant to be empty, but sometimes they are empty, so in that case, it wouldn't just be a solid empty thing, it would have that as a backer. It's not meant to be a sign. I can totally take it off if it is too much.
Not sure if that would be allowed. So right under that sentence I read you earlier, product display advertising is not allowed,
Okay, so we can't have the poster frames at all.
how I see it.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
All right. Okay, I can tell them then they'll just take the whole thing down.
So just saving money left and right.
Yeah.
The
The light on.
the pump numbers are good.
Your sales are going down.
I say don't even put those up, since it's only 2.
If there are only 2,
Yeah, I don't know what the math,
Yeah.
how they do the calculation for that, but, okay.
You probably.
This is no poster at all.
Correct.
So they do paint the bollards and the columns and all that stuff, so everything can be power washed and painted and repaired. That's okay, right?
What color?
Well, it's just as it says, so it's dark gray, light blue, dark blue.
Okay.
There's no decals on them.
There's decals on the pumps, but those are state and federal like regulations. There's nothing that's extraneous from that.
Don't have any of the TV screens with the playing videos.
I don't know. That's not us.
Okay.
That's part of the pump.
Gotcha.
So
The music is getting worse. The
It's very
sound
loud.
is
there's a mute button.
So.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's the second one down on the right.
I personally hate that it stops when I'm pumping gas though, because I was watching something. And I go to.
See, everybody complains about
It's
something.
the second one down on the right. You can press it, it'll turn it off.
Thank you.
So you're welcome. So I don't know. I know that this site is under construction. I do not know if we're getting brand new dispensers. So this whole pump thing is an assembly that is not us. We don't install them. They're just there. So what we do is we do the doors, which is just the skin on the door, and then this valance, which is a pre-made thing that hangs on the top. Sorry, I totally forgot what I was saying.
We're talking about the TV screen.
Oh, right. So if there's a TV screen on there, there's nothing we can do about it. That's just the way the pump
It's
comes.
not your.
Yep. So I don't know.
Okay.
I'm really sorry about that.
It's okay.
But these little like the jewel caps and all of the stuff where it's, it says diesel or it says, those are all regulatory stuff, and so they have to be there.
We wanted to say what kind of gas.
Yeah. And it's like, ADA things and flammable stuff and, just regular things. Yeah. Just pick one and you get what you get.
Should go fill the price. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, diesel, no diesel. The person.
Okay, guys.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that hit all my points.
Okay,
So
well, thank you.
you've got a
You've been
little-
very pleasant and very knowledgeable. Appreciate that.
I agree. Did she have to come back? She had to come back, did she?
Yes.
Well,
Well, maybe not in person.
come on Zoom.
Yeah.
This
You
one.
came from Pennsylvania, is that, okay, yeah, you can come on Zoom next time. If you want to just work with Eric we'll get everything to the point where it's ready.
You're Eric. Hi. Hi.
Maybe she likes it here.
You're welcome.
I love upstate New York. Like I know that that's weird, but like I didn't mean it like that.
I'm just giving you a-
You can't get any
I do like coming to New York. Like just I've been like driving so far. I'm almost happy when I go to Wegmans, get my roast beef sandwich, and I'm so happy. I love it.
It's up to you, but you're welcome to come on Zoom.
Okay. Well, and the last time I did that, they were like, "We can't hear you, and you have to come in person." And so I got sent back a whole month. So I usually just.
Yeah,
She's a
get it to the point where it's ready, and then we just need to figure out with the owner how to get it, like to take those Sunoco signs off of what we have.
Yeah, I don't know that word, unfortunately.
What, yeah, well, that's what I'm thinking. He just removes it. Like, as a-
What I could do
Very
is I
good.
could update our drawings, have our our drawings updated per our conversation just now, per what is approved and what you would like to see. And then have them forwarded to the dealer, and then whatever he has to present to you can just be as one package, and that way that you would have your one package for the master sign plan. Would that be helpful?
I should think that one.
He needs,
Yeah.
he's gonna have to update his drawings.
Do it through us.
Okay,
We'll just.
No,
I'll get your part approved. I know, we're just,
okay.
I'm worried
You're saying that
that you're
you'll,
gonna get held up by them trying to figure.
Well, we
this out.
can't
So-
put any signs up on a canopy that's not finished, so.
Right. Yeah, so
What is it
let's
trying
get to
to?
the point where,
I'm not sure about that. I would have to ask the project manager what the like the ETAs are, but I do know that this site is pretty in need of a lot of renovations still, and it's closed. So
yeah, let's just get to the point with Eric where everything's ready to be approved, and then I think we'll call the owner and try to have their architect update their stuff and take them out, and I think we'll just put them together. Probably.
yeah, because I know
We'll
that.
coordinate with you once we get a little farther.
Okay, yeah, because I know that he did have some drawings that were from the Total Imaging said.
Yes.
And so that's why I was offering if that was what was like the right thing to do, but you know, I don't want to make it more complicated than it is, so I'll do
We'll
whatever.
talk
you
to
want.
them and we'll let you know, yeah.
That's totally fine.
Okay.
Just let me know, I'll do whatever you need, yeah. Okay. Let me update these and then what do I do from there?
Talk to Eric.
Send them in to me, like you can kind of maybe just email me, make sure it's all right before submitting paper copies, because we will need hard copies. Getting hung up on how we're gonna merge it together still, but basically,
We're gonna talk about it and we'll let you know.
Yeah.
Okay,
We gotta talk.
if you think you have enough notes and guidance to revise these, I would do that. Email them to me, I'll email you tomorrow, so you have my address.
and you have my address?
Yep.
Kate Bingley at
Kate
First
Bingley
Light,
at
yep,
First
okay. I don't know, we have to send these out because they need to be approved by everybody and then we have LSI do, or yeah, LSI to do them, Total Imaging has to update everything. So they'll do all that. And then we have a record set so that nobody has an old one by accident, because that's not good. But then I will email them to you as soon as I can. I just don't have, they're not gonna be, it's not gonna be like tomorrow or.
No, that's
Yeah,
fine.
okay, alright.
So I don't know if you heard me give the deadline.
It was the 12th?
Correct.
Okay. I don't think that should be a problem. And then the next meeting you said is the 26th? Okay. Alrighty.
Thank you so much.
Well, thank you. You all have a good night.
And you as well.
Thank you.
Wegmans is open until 10. but-
I love Wegmans. I like Wegmans.
I've never heard of a roast beef sandwich though.
Yeah.
No, they have a sub thing and you can just make your own sandwich, yeah. I just like the roast beef.
You're gonna see Kevin over there now.
What you need to do, if this sounds good to you, just try it. They have cheesecake that's got caramel and pecans on it.
Cheesecake.
It is unbelievable how good it is. If that sounds good to you, you should try it. Unreal.
I think we're all set, so I have.
I heard my shoulder.
Motion by Kevin. Second. Sarah, we're all set. Thank you.